welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. I'm sure you guys have been seeing these NaNoWriMo videos all over the place. I'm hoping this one's a little different. I'm hoping I don't get too much hate for it, but just know that I am going to be posting the twin to this video next week, which is 9 reasons why you should NaNoWriMo, so I'm gonna be covering both sides of things. First of all, for those of you who somehow don't know, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and basically it's a month where you challenge yourself to write a novel. Not technically a novel in terms of how long my novels are, but 50,000 words in a month, which comes out to roughly like 1,667 words a day. But basically the goal is to get out 50,000 words in the month of November, and if you do, you win NaNoWriMo. So I've never participated in this so far. I've had many reasons for not participating, some of which I'm going to be covering today. But this year I am going to be participating. I'm not going to be starting a new project. I'm going to be kind of cheating. I'm not actually cheating. And I'm going to be writing 50,000 words of Red River. So that's 50,000, only counting the words I write within the month of November, not counting what I have so far. I recently had to redo my outline to fix a big plot hole, so I had to scratch a lot of stuff, and that put me back quite a bit. So I'm sitting at about 20,000 words right now after cutting all that stuff. Oh, it hurts. So I have a lot of time to make up for now. So I'm going to make use of NaNoWriMo to do that and pump out 50,000 words during that month. Fun times, but I don't think NaNoWriMo is for everyone. So hopefully this will save some of you from participating if it's not something that's gonna be healthy for you and your situation. Quick disclaimer, as with pretty much all of these videos, this is based on my opinions and you can take them with a grain of salt. So with that being said, let's get to the reasons. Reason number 1 you maybe shouldn't NaNoWriMo is if you skipped Preptober and or plan to pants everything. I mean, I'm an advocate for outlines in all situations, but especially if you're trying to pump out 50,000 words in a month and you want that to be coherent, I think you really need an outline and other aspects of Preptober as well. So like character development, starting from scratch, blank page, no characters, nothing, you're gonna have a bad time. Reason number 2 you shouldn't NaNoWriMo. If you're just doing it because you feel like you're not a real writer if you don't. If you just feel pressured by writer community and writer culture to do it because it's just part of writer life. That is not true. You don't have to participate in NaNoWriMo. I know tons and tons of big authors and big Authortubers who do not participate in NaNoWriMo and never have. And there's no shame in skipping it. You're still a writer, obviously, and no one is going to judge you. And if they do, then tell them to stop because you can do whatever you want and it's not their place to judge you. 3, if you're doing it just for the reward, I'm gonna come out and say it. The NaNoWriMo rewards for winning are just company coupons. Honestly, they probably benefit the company more than they do the winners. It's just like 50% off Scrivener or 20% off whatever other writing online random websites. They're discounts that you can generally find anytime throughout the year, and ultimately they exist to get you to use these companies permanently. So correct me if I'm wrong, but all of the rewards to me just seem like coupons, and if that's the only reason you're doing NaNoWriMo, get out now, save yourself. It's not worth it for those rewards. 4, if you're the type of writer that edits as you go, or you're just naturally a turtle writer. If you edit as you go, generally you're gonna be outputting less words than a standard writer who does a really rough first draft and then comes back to edit, because obviously you're taking the time to stop and edit, and that's gonna slow you down. So NaNoWriMo being based on hitting word count goals is gonna make you feel discouraged, even though you're putting in other hours of work into it that maybe those other writers aren't. But you're gonna see them hitting higher numbers than you, and you're gonna feel the pressure of that. And unless you can overcome that pressure, then maybe your style of writing just doesn't pair very well with NaNoWriMo. Same for turtle writers. Some people just naturally write slower, and quality, believe me, I feel like I need to say this more than I should. Quality matters more than quantity when it comes to books. So if you're a turtle writer and you write really slowly, as long as you come up with good quality, it doesn't matter. Of course, if you're making this a career, you do have to output enough books to maintain it as a career, but that doesn't mean writing a book a month. That doesn't mean you have to win NaNoWriMo to be successful as an author for a career. So if you're a turtle writer and you just can't write 50,000 words in a month, that is okay. And quality matters more than getting out 50,000 words in a month, believe me. Number 5, if you don't perform well under deadlines or pressure. This is essentially just a huge deadline with day-to-day pressure and word count goals. And if you're one of those people who, knowing that that deadline is coming up, gives you anxiety attacks that are gonna prevent you from writing, just skip NaNoWriMo. Number 6, this one is really important because I do see a lot of this in general in the writing community on Twitter, and NaNoWriMo just takes this and riles it up even more. You shouldn't participate in NaNoWriMo if seeing other people outperform you makes you bitter and resentful. The nature of NaNoWriMo means people are gonna be, in general, posting their daily word counts on Twitter and other social media platforms. And you're going to inevitably be comparing your numbers to theirs. And for the most part, there are gonna be a lot of days when your numbers don't match up with other people's. And if you're one of those people who sees that and gets bitter either against yourself or against them, NaNoWriMo is not the place for you. Not a good idea. Number 7, you shouldn't NaNoWriMo if you're interrupting another project to NaNoWriMo. Unless you happen to be at the stage in your other project where you need to take a month off and come back to it, which is the case after your first draft generally. You want to come back with it with fresh eyes after a month. So in that case, it's okay, but if you're stopping another project in the middle to start a fresh new NaNoWriMo project, you're gonna have a bad time going back to that original project. You're gonna lose your flow of things. You're gonna lose track of characters and their attributes and the story and your passion. Don't do that to yourself. Number 8, this one. Okay, so I've seen some NaNoWriMo videos going around here on Authortube. And I'm not gonna say any names. For most of them, I don't even remember who posted them, but I have seen a couple with the title, Writing a Book in a Month. And that ties directly into number 8, which is don't do NaNoWriMo if you expect to come out of this single month with a finished book or even a clean draft. Just please, no. Just no. You can't write a book in a month. Maybe a novella, maybe a novella, but you can't write a good book in a month. You just can't, especially if you're a student or a parent or you're disabled, which impedes your writing, or you have a full-time job, or you have other hobbies or other responsibilities or so many other things. Even if you write 50,000 words in a month, 50,000 words does not a novel make, because they have to be 50,000 good words. They have to be coherent. They have to be edited and processed and have story. And quality matters over quantity, please believe me. Like, when it comes down to it, readers care about quality more than they do quantity. And therefore, as a writer, you have to care about that same thing. And you're not going to output a quality book in a month. It's not gonna happen. So when you see those videos out there on YouTube that are like, write a book in a month, interpret that as write a very rough draft in a month, because that is possible. You can do that. And most importantly, we come to number 9. You should not participate in NaNoWriMo if failure tears you down. Seeing that number at the end of the month of Nano, seeing that you didn't hit that 50,000, seeing other people celebrating that they won NaNoWriMo, if that's gonna break you and make you feel like you're not worthy of being a writer or you're not good enough, then you should just avoid NaNoWriMo entirely. It's not worth it. It really isn't. I mean, if failing NaNoWriMo is gonna make you depressed, then odds are you're not gonna be outputting good amounts of words for months to come until you pull yourself out of that depression. And ultimately, you're gonna end up outputting less words than if you skipped NaNoWriMo and only wrote 10,000 words that month, but wrote 10,000 words for the next 4 months after that instead of feeling depressed and struggling with yourself. All right, that was my video on 9 reasons why you shouldn't NaNoWriMo. Stay tuned for next week where I'm gonna do 9 reasons why you should NaNoWriMo because there is a flip side to this, but if any of the reasons today apply to you, definitely think very carefully before you join. Don't take this decision lightly if it's going to impact your mental health, because your mental health comes first. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a share and a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe down below, hit that bell. If you want to very closely follow my journey through NaNoWriMo, you can become a patron at Cloud Kitten Chronicles on Patreon. There is a Discord chat involved with Thunder Kittens and above, and I'm going to be very active on Discord, hopefully posting my word counts that I'm hitting and all of that good stuff, and maybe post a couple vlog videos on Patreon. Go become a patron, you'll have a front row seat to my either succeeding or failing, and we'll see which it's gonna be, I don't know yet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.